Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. The uncharted shores of the world are home to countless incredible sightings. Hang on, as we show you some of the most heart-pounding, otherworldly, implausible beings and spectacularly dramatic beach moments that would have been hard to believe if they were not filmed. Megamouth shark. In December 2021, some fishermen stumbled upon a rare oddity in the Philippines' coastal village that stunned the whole scientific community. A rarely sighted species that lives as deep as 15,000 feet and spends the majority of its time in the dark. Rounded snout, large mouth, bulbous head, and a dark gray-brown body, tapered back to a moderate tail with a heavier top lobe. It was an extremely rare megamouth shark that washed up dead and sparked inquiries into how it ended up here like this. The carcass measured up to a whopping 15 feet in length and was believed to expire after it became tangled in a net. However, the official cause of its death has not yet been confirmed. 150 whales found stranded. In March 2018, people in Australia experienced a grim scene. More than 150 short-finned pilot whales were found lying packed together in the surf. It was a really big task to manage dozens of carcasses that were attracting the hungry predators, because the 15 survivors that were hauled back to sea tried to restrand themselves. That was very concerning for the local wildlife. Although samples were collected from the dead whales to examine the mysterious beaching, there was something deeply unsettling about mass strandings, that no one really knows why so many of them risk their life at the same time. Researchers are still trying to figure it out. Hammerhead shark rescued. Rescuing a shark caught in a fishing net might seem like an act of madness. Well, how about rescuing a really big hammerhead shark who got caught in a net? Well, it isn't as crazy as it seems. In June 2020, a hammerhead shark was caught in the net by mistake. Although it wasn't injured, it was really fatigued and needed to be revived a bit. Fortunately, two heroic men decided to save the 2-meter-long fish by cutting the net carefully. After they pulled the shark out of the fishing net full of sardines, it was carried back to the sea. Pygmy sperm whale washed ashore. In April 2018, visitors to Daytona Beach were amazed when they saw a 10-foot-long marine mammal with pointed teeth in a lower jaw. A hapless pygmy sperm whale stranded itself on the beach and then lost its life on the warm coast. The whale was packed with ice to preserve its internal organs and taken to the Discovery Center, so biologists could conduct a necropsy and try to determine why the whale died. However, there were indicators of heart disease because it is a common cause of death in pygmy sperm whales. Albino seal rescued. Look how adorable this cute pup is, but unfortunately, it was abandoned on the beach in China right after his birth. It was believed that his mother might have been scared away by the tourists, so she left her pup on the beach and ran away. But sometimes, unhealthy or weak babies are also stranded by mother seals. However, thanks to the rescuers who spotted the neglected newborn, and after a complete checkup and disinfection, the pup was sent to the animal care center. Shell octopus. Spotting a seashell on the beach? Well, you might be thinking of collecting so many pearls from inside. But wait, watch this. Just when this guy put his hands on the shell to obtain the gems, an octopus popped out of the shell instead. And to his surprise, it was alive and tried to attack its sinner, who forced it out of its occupied space. Giant squid. This is something we call a once-in-a-lifetime sighting. Weighing more than 650 pounds and 7 meters in length, a giant squid amazed the beachgoers after it washed up on a beach in South Africa. A deep cut behind its mantle was an indication that it might have been hit by a ship before it washed ashore, because it's quite rare to see this massive cephalopod as they live deep underwater. Authorities transferred the carcass to a local museum, but tissue samples were collected for further analysis. 300 whales washed ashore. In December 2015, more than 300 sei whales were discovered washed up in southern Chile, which according to the scientific community was one of the biggest and most horrific strandings ever recorded. Even scientists at the time called the site of the stranding apocalyptic. Many of the stranded mammals appeared to be fully grown adults, reaching 20 meters in length and weighing more than thousands of pounds. Apparently, no injuries or wounds were found on the carcasses, and a surge in algae in the water, known as the red tide, was believed to be the culprit. Horseshoe crab invasion. On the rising tide, when the moon is at its very height, thousands of prehistoric creatures crawl toward the beach from the ocean to spawn. Doesn't it seem dramatic? But it actually happens on the Slaughter Beach, when hundreds of horseshoe crabs travel from the depths of the ocean to the tiny state of Delaware. While their gigantic spiked tails make them seem like dangerous aliens, they're harmless, and pulling them out of the sand will not be risky. You can also enjoy 250,000 of them getting ready to lay eggs when the moon is at its peak. Octopus laid eggs in a pipe. In 2021, an Australian marine biologist found a white pipe washed ashore on a beach, and that was going to be the mother of all surprises. Before she could touch the pipe, she noticed reddish-colored legs starting to emerge from inside the pipe. Soon, an octopus popped out and started to roll the pipe into the ocean. But why would an octopus try to steal the pipe? Actually, it was a mama octopus that was shielding her eggs inside, which were hanging as if they were little chandeliers from her makeshift nursery's roof. This video is clear evidence that this extremely intelligent creature is not only an agile predator, but also very protective of her babies. Fossils older than dinosaur. On Canada's Prince Edward Island, a high school teacher's daily dog walk turned into a spectacular find that has thrilled paleontologists across the world. A rare 300-million-year-old fossil. At first, she thought of a tree poking out of the reddish-colored dirt, but at a closer glance, she realized it was a rib cage with a spine and skull. Researchers working on the fossil, more than 2 feet long, suspect it to be some type of lizard or a close relative that lived 50 million years earlier than the dinosaurs, and still holds incredible details that can allow paleontologists to determine the evolution of amphibians to reptiles to mammals and to us. Fish spitting battle. Who said fish can't spit? While other creatures use their power to fight, these fish use the most unique way to put each other down: sputtering sand. It's apparent the two are very annoyed at the other's behavior, even if they're not fighting for turf. So obviously, it might be a dispute on the territory, because they both seem unhappy with each other. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. Dozens of colossal leeches crawling out of the deadly, burning depths of hell, preparing to draw the blood of bystanders, with the men in hazmat suits trying to control the huge monster. It looks like an apocalypse that appeared on Bondi Beach in Australia and immediately caught the attention of the panicked beachgoers. Well, if you're thinking of canceling your morning jog, don't do that. You're safe, because these demons of hell are not real, but placed there for the promotion of the final season of the Netflix show Stranger Things. So these ghostly installations are nothing to worry about. Deformed baby turtle. Watching a baby turtle struggling out of the nest and making its way to the water is a pleasing experience. But this tiny, cute baby turtle gathered all the sympathy when it was spotted competing with just 2 legs. Yes, you heard that right. A deformed baby turtle was spotted on a Mexico beach, struggling to reach the ocean with missing hind limbs. The baby turtle was struggling to crawl due to its poorly developed back legs, yet it didn't surrender and was able to touch the waves. However, it's unclear how well it will cope with the ocean. at another place. A rare two-headed turtle amazed the beachgoers when it was found scampering along the sand in South Carolina. The mutation had also caused its shell to be deformed, which resulted in the baby turtle having difficulty crawling across the sand. Octopus hunting crab. This octopus will not let any little thing like land get in the way of its lunch. A crab was minding its own business on a rock near water edges on an Australian beach, when all of a sudden, a hungry octopus burst out of a tide pool to capture an unsuspecting shell treat. Octopuses are well known for their stealth approach to prey, and it quickly took the crab down, wrapped it up with its tentacles, and dragged it back into the water in a fairly hunting fashion. See you next time!